Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kamika and today I'm going to be your guide to Hinduism. A lot of the questions I get asked on all my social media pages is how do I be Hindu, how do I worship properly, how do I set up my shrine, and today I want to clear some of those up. And if you have any more questions, always feel free to ask. A lot of people ask me about worship. They ask where to start. There's so many divine beings, like which one am I supposed to worship? How will I know which is the right one to worship for me? So to that I say there are two ways which people know which deity to worship. One is the ishta and the other is the devata. Ishta is your personal deity, the deity that you resonate with the most, your form of God that you develop that personal relationship with. Devi or devata is your family's deity, the deity that is worshipped by your lineage and protects your bloodline. To find the ishta it's really just about your personal connection, your personal feelings. If you sit and envision God, what deva or devi do you see? Which form do you feel most connected to? And for Devi or Deva, you would have to ask your family members. The next question I get asked a lot is about shrine setup, altar setup. What should I have on my altar? How should I organize it? So I'm gonna just give a quick rundown. I always say that I'm gonna do a video about altars and shrines and how to actually set them up, but I always forget to, but I hopefully will do that soon. You wanna have your Ishta Devam in the center, whether it's pictures or murtis or statues. You want to have that in the center. You want to have on there a bell. You want to have incense, puja plate, probably some diyas or candles, flowers if you can get some, but those flowers are usually just offered. In Sanatan Dharma, you see there's lots of various divine beings, and you may wonder, like, why is there so many gods? In a short answer, all of these gods are one god split into many forms. In a long answer, everything, every living thing and every not living thing, everything is an expression of Brahman, of Shiva Shakti, of that which is eternal. Even us as a collective consciousness people, everything is an expression of Brahman. It is Maya, or the illusion, that makes us perceive these things as separate. The divine expresses itself in many different aspects, and each aspect has a form. We have like the music and arts and things like that. So we have Devi Saraswati because she is patron goddess of the arts and music. Love and beauty, and you have Parvati Devi. So it's more like each aspect of the universe personified in these divine beings. But on the topic of deities is the trimurti and the tridevi. So the trimurti consists of Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. They take care of the three stages of life, that is creation, destruction and preservation. Each are very needed in the cycle of life. When something is created, it preserved for a while and eventually must be destroyed in order for something new to be created again. These three stages of life are also known as the three stages of Prakriti. Prakriti is matter, physical matter, and you have Purusha, which would be the non-physical matter that we can't see, the divine or the astral. And the Tridevi consists of Devis Parvati, Lakshmi and Saraswati, which are actually the consorts of the Trimurti. Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth and beauty. Parvati is the goddess of like the mountain. She's the mother goddess and she's the goddess of love too. And Saraswati is the goddess of music and arts and knowledge. Next, I'm going to talk about the different sects or denominations of Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma. Speaking of the Tridevi and Trimurti, you have Shaivas, Vaishnavas and Shaktas. Shaivas, like myself, worship the supreme consciousness or God as Lord Shiva, who is the destructive aspect. Vaishnavas will worship Lord Vishnu, who is preservation aspect, and Shaktas will worship Shakti, which is the feminine, the divine feminine aspect of the universe. Each denomination has their own practices and stuff, but the core beliefs remain the same. For us Sanatanis, there are 4 aims of life. That is Kama, Artha, Dharma and Moksha. Kama is the pleasure of life. Dharma is your duty and righteousness. Artha is creating wealth in a positive way. and moksha is liberation, which is what we hope to achieve at the end of births. To not be born into the cycle of samsara again, which is life and death and rebirth. It's important to have a balance of all these four things. Like, yes, have pleasure in life, enjoy your life, but also have a balance of dharma, which is righteousness. Because it's not good to obviously, do things, pleasurable things at somebody else's expense, which can result in bad karma. So karma is action and memory. Karma is the law of cause and effect, but it's also what you carry from your lifetimes. Karma is what makes up the person you are. It's samskaras that are carried with you. So samskaras is also similar. It's like memories that you carry with your soul, for example. So there are certain memories that you may have from other lifetimes that get brought into this lifetime. Karma can be good, it can be bad, it can be neutral. Karma can be anything from instant to even a lifetime away. In Hinduism, there's no belief of like afterlife in terms of, a place of punishment or a place of merit. It's more like there is a wheel of samsara, and this is actually a Buddhist concept as well. There's different realms that you may be born into depending on the karmas of this life. You'll get born into those realms. So there is like lokas or worlds. Right now we are in Pulok, which is the earth. You have Deva Loka, which is the realm of the gods. There's many other realms. The next thing I want to talk about is yoga. So something that causes a lot of confusion is a lot of people seem to think that yoga means you're stretching on a mat, but yoga is actually like a path to enlightenment. There's different types of yoga. You have karma yoga, you have bhakti yoga, you have jnana yoga, and hatha yoga. Hatha yoga is the forming of asanas to help center, energy forces in the body, or, your chakras. What people don't know about chakras is there's actually many chakras in the body. There's millions and millions of chakras. There's 112 vital chakras for human beings, and people talk about the 7 main ones along the spine, but you might not know that you have chakras in your palms, everywhere. The another thing I want you to really understand about chakras is that they do not open or close. If a chakra was closed, you would not be functioning. Chakras can be energized, but it takes a lot of work to really energize even the root chakra, for example. And these things should be done with proper guidance. Karma yoga is focusing on what you do for others, balancing your karma. You may be practicing saiva, which is selfless service for people. Bhakti yoga is devotion, the love of God. It's, the prayers, Hare Krishnas is a really good example of like Bhakti yoga. Jnana yoga is more focused on the mind and calming the mind. Jnanam is meaning like knowledge. So those are different paths. So you might find a path that resonates with you. I think it's best for beginners to just start with bhakti yoga, just going into the devotion of God, to God, and creating that relationship with your deva. Now, what rules do we have to follow in Hinduism? What is considered pap or inauspicious or like a sin? Sanatana dharma. One of the things that we do not do is eat beef. A lot of people wonder why. It's not because we worship cows, but it's because cows are considered as sacred because they used to help graze the land and they provide so much. So the cow was revered as like a mother. So that is why we do not consume cows. You do not have to be a vegetarian, but it is generally recommended because of karma and because of just the fact that when you eat an animal, the animal is killed in a way that you end up eating that energy of the pain and the suffering. But if for health reasons or something you have to eat meat, then it's karma is also just very rooted in intention. You do not have to be a vegetarian, but it is usually what is advised or recommended. Generally speaking, there's not a lot of strict rules in Sanatana Dharma. Everything is down to your intentions, and that is what your karma will be decided based off of. Now I'm going to read some frequently asked questions. So, do you have to pray every day? You do not have to pray every single day. If whatever reason you miss a day, you know, God is all loving. These presences are completely understanding and forgiving. You don't have to pray all day. If you take a sankalpa or say that I am going to pray every day, then obviously you should try to do that. But if you end up missing a day for whatever reason, then, you know, you won't be punished for it. Can I worship more than one deity at the same time? You can worship more than one devata at once. Usually it's advised to just mainly worship your ishta deva, just because a lot of deities have different energies and there's just different things in their worship that may become quite maybe overwhelming or confusing, but it's okay to worship more than one deity at a time. What if I can't have a shrine? Well, if you can't have a shrine in your house for whatever reason, it's completely okay. You can do manas puja, which is worship in the mind, where you can envision a shrine and worship. And there's lots of there is a way to do it, which you can find online possibly. You know, God is within us. God is within everything. You don't need to have a shrine. It's just that because we as beings, human beings, cannot really perceive something that is formless. Representations, they help us. Why do we worship statues? We're not worshipping the statue, we're worshipping God, but the statue, the murti, is a representation of God. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer. See you guys next time.